news, breaking news, breaking news. Yo, Max B threw the fire party, or should I say his brothers, Vaughn Wingate, Ty Black, Vaughn Wingate, because these rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls were trying to say he said one name before the other. You know what I mean? But they threw a party was so fly. They designed them, jewelry, had the jeweler come out. I want y'all to really sit back and watch this. And then they had little Fergie Baby was there. I want y'all to really see how I enjoyed my night last night, because y'all really needed to be there. All right?
Yo, it's Unique Mecca Audio. It's Fergie Baby, Harlem Baby. We know what the fuck going on. We had Max dinner. Welcome home, Max. The one and only, man. The Silver Surfer, the Surf God, the Wave God. We here, man. God is from Harlem. Harlem is heaven. Don't fuck around, man.
Keep it going. 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 Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. I like the way it's going down.
My family and I know over 25, 30 years. It's an honor to be here with you, Max. I brought my family out to show you love and support. You are family. Thank you for being strong, coming home with your mental correct, good spirits, good health. We got a little surprise for you that we worked on alongside with my man Ty. Wait.
Fire.
Yo, right here, face it right here, bro. The rain. Right. Yeah. Oh my God. You gotta put that on right now. Hey, Max. Hey, go with the fit, Max. What I told you yesterday, Max. Chill. Come on, man.
Everybody got to change this. Oh my God. Hold on, y'all. One more thing, yo.
Check out the love. Check out the love. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Round of applause to the real love. Congratulations, family. Congratulations.
Where we at?
Montana just popped in.
You water? Yo, Max. See Matty Ice?
Need all this stuff in What we doing? Thanks to Lil Mecca Audio. Once again, they tried to keep me out the party, but the owner came and got me and gave me my own smoke room.
And I'm trying to go enjoy my smoke back there. You know what I mean?
Man,
That's the gangster.
You want to go get high?
Yeah, let's go get high, son.
I'm high.
Let's go get high. All right, he already there. You know what it is, man. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here. It was such a beautiful night, man. Look at Fivio Foreign when he came in, how he showed love, man. I mean, I felt so good because I finally got a chance to see an official welcome home party for a man that stood 10 toes down and came out, man. I finally got a chance to see official party. You know, I mean, when we came out, it was during the time of pandemic, and we was, we the first of the old timers, from the 80s and 90s coming home. So we didn't get to give one of our brothers a proper joint yet, but Prince threw a fire joint. Big shout out to Prince. Go check out his podcast. You know what I mean? Lou had a fire joint, but it took a minute. We took a couple of years before we got that big joint, Lou. We got to keep it 100. But look at Fivio and everybody, how they rock it, man. I just want y'all to know that, we in the house, and this is what family look like, man. And I want to let you know, Max B, that you got Ferris, you got Chicken Rob, you got Roro, you got, Jerry Woo, you got everybody, want to welcome you home as the old heads, as y'all call us, you know what I mean? So, me and Big Lou putting something together so that we could have a proper welcome home for you with the old heads, man. And, look at the youngins, how they doing it. I'm so proud of them, man. Yo, I'm so proud right now just watching this to see how they interacted. That's my man Max right there with the hat. That's the big Max right there. You know what I mean? From BK, with the orange hat. Look at his outfit. He fly. Me, him, and Tiny Bum, we pulled up together. Tiny pulled up in a little 4-door Porsche. That's how we pulled up. You know what I mean? I don't even know what kind of rims it was, but it's like, and it was all electric, but that's how Tiny Bum do. But, so we pulled up in that, Dave East was there. Let me get out, Lou, man. Let me get out the family way. You know what I mean? Because, everybody was there, man. Like I said, Gangster Lou pulled up. Come on, son. Dave East pulled up. Look how the family came and represented. It was a beautiful night, man. You can't see Harlem no better than that. You know what I mean? That's how we look, man, in Harlem. But I just want y'all to see it. Dave East, another one of the real youngins, Vado. You know what I mean? I mean, these is good brothers, man, that's always there when you need them. Look at the painting they gave him. See how the joint was fly? Yo, he looked real good, man. Yeah, we got to give him a round of applause. We got to give him a round of applause. This is how, all right, relax, y'all, relax. This is how a man is supposed to come home and be greeted, from the town that, he gave so much for, even though he took so much from, because he didn't know no better. You understand? We all made mistakes as youth, just like our youth are making mistakes now, but we have to try and guide them better than we was guided to make the mistakes that we made. But once we went in, we got rehabilitated. We came out, we started working with the youngins, the youth, and started trying to make it together. I mean, y'all can forgive them for slavery. Why you can't forgive us, for the crack era? And that's what I'm saying, man. But, back to the brother at hand, man. Look how beautiful this joint was, and the food was banging. Yo, I'm going to give it to you 100. Let's take a ride about the food, right? I sat down and I ate with Vaughn, right? That's Vaughn Wingate, right? I sat down and ate with Vaughn yesterday, and as we sitting at the table, the waiters kept bringing all this food and just putting it on the table. So as they putting it on the table, it's like first they bought some egg rolls. It looked like they put like about 10 egg rolls on the table. Then they walked off. Then they came back and they put some shrimp. And everybody's just looking at it because it's like nobody ordered anything. So they're like, yo, what's going on? So everybody looking at each other, the food looking good. And then they came and they brought out some little steak balls, like cubes of steak that was in some sauce with broccoli, and they laid it out, and all that joint is up there, and everybody looking at each other like, man, whose is that? They don't want to reach for it because they don't know if it's somebody else's. You know what I mean? They don't want to reach in their food, So then I said, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? We eating or what? You know what I mean? Everybody said, yeah. So as soon as everybody said, yeah, nobody said, nah, that's my food. I just reached over, and started going. Then, Vaughn sat down and, he sat at the corner because he was working security, holding his brother down. He did a wonderful job. I'm telling you, I'm so proud of Ty and Black and Vaughn. Let me give them a round of applause. Got to give them a round of applause, man. They pulled that off. All right, hold up. Yo, they pulled it off so fire, right? That's how it's supposed to be. And that's why we have to stick together and we have to come together as New York. not just Harlem, New York, all the boroughs. We have to take it like we in the feds. You know what I mean? And we out of town all the way out in Cali, you know, and it's only 20 of us, but it's 1,500 of them. So we got no choice now to put our differences aside and come together and try and unite and, you know, hold it down as one. You know what I mean? Max know what I'm talking about. He just came out the little belly of the beast, so he understand how it is. But when you go out west, it's a whole nother ball game. And y'all, hold up, man. Hold up. Y'all, everybody showed up for this man's joint. It was fire, you know? And no disrespect to those that didn't for whatever reason they didn't. But the ones that did, I felt good watching it because it was enough to show me the love and the unity that we still have as a people in New York City. You know, they came bearing gifts and everything, but that's how he held it down. So you tell me what you think of that. But what we have to do now is we have to put out a positive message and a positive image by us coming together as a community and making sure that we guide our youth in the right direction, man. You know, I've been going a long time. By the time I came out, I'm seeing all this, you know, going on. And it's like, man, how do I put it, man? It's like, it's so complicated and confusing. But to see this love that I saw last night, there's hope, man. I really believe there's hope. You know, I really believe there's hope. It was no hate. It was all love in the joint, man. Everybody, you know what I mean? It was love. And like I said, the food was banging. You know what I mean? The food was banging, you know? And whoa. Got to ride on the drinks. You know what I mean? I went to that bar, right? And my son was with me. Big shout out to my son, Wayne and Kev, right? My son was with me and he bought me a Patron and cranberry. That's my drink of choice. Man, second drink of choice is Casamigo. I don't like the brown because it messed with my stomach. You know, I'm an old man now. But he bought me a Patron and cranberry, man. They filled up half the glass with Patron and put a splash of cranberry. By the time I sipped that, man, y'all lucky the camera held right. That's why I'm not in the footage. I was busy trying to film the joint because I ain't go with a cameraman. But, you know, the joint messing up. So we'll see where we at if it's going to come back in. They said it's an error. Let's see if we figure this out. All right. Let me refresh this. There it is. So we back in action. You know, so we had to refresh it. This joint too hot for TV. But that's how that shit was, man. Just so you understand. It was a beautiful night. I love the way everything came together, the way they held it down. You know, it was nothing but love, man. It was nothing but love to really just see him there, and everybody came up and greeted him as the king. He looked it good, man. You know what I mean? This when they came in, they go, you know, that was Max right there. You know, Drewski was there, took a picture with Drewski. You know, the young ladies was fire. You know, everything was there. You're going to see a couple of young ladies at the end. That's me and Max by the bar. You know, I had to put that drink down, man. That joint was too much, man. You know, but here go where he came in and went up front. There you go. Round of applause to Max. Round of applause to Max. But, you know, man, I wish y'all would relax so I could finish this, man. All right, relax. But just until then, make sure you go subscribe at my daughter's YouTube channel, Juanita Mecca Audio and Real Boss TTTV. And if you want the fire prison stories, go to Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories. You know what I mean? I know y'all missed the prison stories, but I got a whole channel with them over there. So that's why I fell back. So I'm just really relaxing and just, you know, and just riding out right now, you know. But it was a beautiful night, man. It was a beautiful night. Everybody did what they had to do. And, you know, Dave East, he always show up. Good man. You know what I mean? Good man, always show up. And, he, you know, he's one of the ones that, you know, when I came home, he the first one to give me a 16 and said, man, that's on the strength. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. I still got the joint. I ain't really even follow up on it. But it was just that, you know, I asked and he said, yeah, as soon as I asked, Dave East so fly, right? As soon as I asked there, I said, yo, I need you to get on this track that I got, He said, all right, bet. We was in the studio with Blackface. Big shout out to Blackface. You know what I mean? But we in the joint. And I said, yeah, I want to get on his joint. He said, all right, come on. You know, he took me right to the elevator, took me up to his private studio over there, Quad Studio, and we knocked the joint out, man. But that's how fly he is. And then Vado gave me a verse on it. You know, joint was fire. You know, Bootsy's supposed to be putting it out. My man Bootsy, go check out Street Knowledge Podcast. he get ready to put that joint out, you know. But I just want y'all really just enjoy the footage with me a little bit. Nigga, when Sugar J came, you already know that's the fire. You know what I mean? Look at that outfit. Look at that jacket. Look at the jacket, man. Look at the jacket, man. Hold on. Oh, y'all got to see Sugar again. You got to see him again. Look when he lean over. Check this joint out. Let me get this out the way. You know, Sugar J pulled up so fly yesterday. I didn't even get to see what he was driving. Last time I seen him, it was over the summer, and he had the what the heck is that? He had the convertible Corvette. You know, he had the convertible Corvette. He did his thing, man. I want y'all to see that blue jacket again. Oh, here it come right here. It's coming up. So we're going to let it ride in, right? But, yeah, Sugar J, man, that's one of the flyest ones that I seen out there, these youngins. He put it on. You know, you know what I consider Sugar J as? I consider him as the modern-day Dapper Dan. You know what I mean? You see how Dap always dressing? Everybody knows Dap for dressing like that. You know what I mean? And he did it from in his youth. And then here goes Sugar J from in his youth. He's sitting here putting it on, man. You ain't gonna get nothing flyer than that. I mean, I never seen nothing like it. I wouldn't even have thought to make nothing like that. And you know it cost him a pretty penny, but that's what it is when you get in that bag. You know what I mean? Where he at with this jacket, man? Come on, Sugar. All right, here you go, right here. Look at that jacket. Look at that jacket. Look how he put it together with the hat and the glasses. Come on, that's modern day Dapper Dan, man. You can't hate on flavor. You cannot hate on flavor. Look at sister when she pulled up. Come on, man. That's family. This is what love look like, man. This is what, you know, a welcome home celebration is supposed to be, man. You know, everybody went and had a good time. Like I said, they fed everybody. They just put food on the table and everybody ate. Look at all the people there. Big shout out again, man, to Ty Black and Vaughn Wingate. Big Vaughn. You know what I mean? Like, we had to get him a round of applause. We had to get him a round of applause, man. You know, I had to give them a round of applause. But I got things to do, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. You know what I mean? But where we at? Let's see who there. All right. Outfit is nice, young lady. All right, that's how everybody moved around just so you could see it. Just want y'all to enjoy the moment, you know? All right, here go Max. Hold up, you gotta put him on the big screen.
Yo, who the real man? Who the real man? Huh?
Let me tell you what. His Max is expired.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I go.
Okay. You see the fit though. You see the fit.
Let me tell you this morning. This is custom Texas down from Fivio. I only got this. Nobody got this. New York.
You the only one with that jacket? That CB
Chrome Heart, Max B style black. That's how we doing it. White tee.
Yeah.
From Target. You know how we doing.
Target. Shout out to Target.
We going Under Armour on the drawers. Lewinsky on the feet. We going regular Timmy on the mini. And I got this from Zoomies.
Yeah.
And then we going white. We got a couple more little
songs.
Gadgets and all that. Easy bucket. We going play the game with me. I mean, when they Fivio Foreign, you got ask me anything you want to ask me. I answer everything.
Okay. The right thing. You looking at fit, but you stole it.
And I'm building my fits.
Start with the best.
I start with drinking. I start drinking first. And then I think. Then I think.
Okay. Let's Fivio listen to right now.
Max B.
All right, so good answer. All right, come on. You get the best.
Oh, you want to go? Yeah, start there.
My name is Dollars. And it's Dope Chi, and we're here with Unique Mecca Audio. And we're from Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx. But Max B is free, that's all that matters. Welcome home.
Cheers. The crime.
26, deep back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully, possibly put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio.
Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. And we gon' do it like. We gon' do it like. We keep it moving like. We gotta do it like.
Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can get back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.